Hello everyone, welcome to my review of A Monster Calls. A Monster Calls is directed by J.A. Bayona with a screenplay by Patrick Ness based on his novel. The film stars Louis MacDougall, Felicity Jones, Sigourney Weaver, Toby Kebbell, and Liam Neeson. This film is about a young boy, portrayed by Louis MacDougall, who is dealing with a lot of personal real-life problems in the sense that his mother is slowly passing away from cancer, and the film is about how he has to deal with that, how he has to come to the realization, and how he has to adapt to that now in his life. And the film is dealing with a very serious subject, and it does a wonderful job of exploring this young boy's emotional journey, because this very much is an emotional journey for his character. If you are someone who has had to deal with the loss of a loved one through an illness or a friend or someone of that nature, you understand the emotional weight that goes behind this and the emotional journey that this young boy is taking. And it is really a wonderful portrayal of grief for a young person to have to deal with. And the film doesn't really hold back when exploring that, which I really love about it. The film utilizes a monster voiced by Liam Neeson to really help this boy along on his journey, and it's something that is a mental manifestation or perhaps a real manifestation. That's a little up to certain ambiguities in the film. But this young boy who is dealing with a lot of personal stuff outside of just his mother passing away. He is also dealing with bullying at school, he's dealing with an estranged father, he's also dealing with a kind of poor relationship with his maternal grandmother, who is going to have to take care of him once his mother passes. And that is where this film, I think, has all of its strengths, and that is its portrayal of relationships between family. J.A. Bayona's previous films, The Orphanage and The Impossible, also deal with similar themes. They deal with familial relationships during rather traumatic events. If you've seen The Impossible, that takes place during the tsunami that happened in Thailand about a decade ago, and it is a film full of emotion, very heavy emotion, and this film has a lot of that same emotion in it. One of the themes at the center of A Monster Calls is the relationship between a parent and a child, in this specific case, a mother and a son. What J.A. Bayona is able to do in this film is really utilize this emotional story very effectively. Some may believe that it is emotionally manipulative, or it's really just trying to make you cry. I tend to disagree with those sentiments because I think the film is very genuine, it's very heartfelt, it's very emotionally authentic in its approach. It doesn't necessarily go straight for those emotional reactions, but they're there. I mean, I felt myself getting emotional at the end of this film. If you are someone who gets easily emotional at films, if you cry specifically, this film will probably make you cry. It is really well done in that respect. Also, I have to say, the direction is very solid by J.A. Bayona. The special effects, specifically for the monster, are really good, and I liked the use of animation in this film. Some may not. I really liked its stylization. It was a little raw, it was a little caricaturish, but I really liked it. Also, the acting in the film is very strong. This young boy, Louis MacDougall, hopefully we get to see more from him in the future, because he is a really good young actor, and it's really kind of hard to find really good young child acting in films these days. I mean, they're there, they come up every now and then, but sometimes those aspects of a film can make or break a film, because the child acting can be really noticeably bad, and that really harms the film. But in this case, his acting was really fantastic. And you have Felicity Jones in the film, who portrays his mother, who is slowly dying from cancer. Cancer is a ruthless disease that plagues many people in the world, and it is just unrelentless, it's unforgiving, and you really see it in this film. You see the emotional impact that a disease like cancer can have on a family, on a person, on a relationship. It is really well depicted in this film. Even though the acting is strong and the direction is strong and the CGI is very good, the film is not a flawless film. I would definitely say on the negative side, it's a film that explores things that I believe we've seen before in other films. It does do it in a rather unique way through this monster character in the film that does help this boy along on his grieving journey. The film really doesn't cover any new ground, but the ground it does cover, it does very well. One of the main problems I would say I have with the film is the Toby Kebbell character. He portrays the rather estranged or absentee father of the film. He is the father who is not really involved in the boy's life. He doesn't get to see his son very often. There's not a lot of interaction there, or really a lot to do with their relationship because of the distance. And with his character, all we really get from him is the fact that he is an absentee father. And even in this tragic moment, he's really hesitant about his interaction in the young boy's life. So I felt his character to be there almost tacked on, not really serving the plot too much. But that is really the only major negative aspects I have with the film. It's a fine film. It is a film that I think many people should watch. It is a very small film dealing with a lot of smaller themes, but a lot of larger themes as well. It is dealing, like I said, with death, with life, with grief. With all that being said, I'm going to give the film a 4 out of 5 stars. It is a very good film. It is extremely beautifully well made by J.A. Bayona, who I'm really curious to see what he does with the sequel to Jurassic World, which now he's going to be playing with a larger budget and larger things. I'm really curious if he's still able to keep this emotional themes that he has intact within that film as well. This has been my review of A Monster Calls, directed by J.A. Bayona, written by Patrick Ness, and starring Louis MacDougall, Felicity Jones, Sigourney Weaver, Toby Kebbell, and Liam Neeson. If you like this video, please check out my other movie reviews as well as the episode reviews for the various comic book television series.